Hi, this is Yankee and the Brit. If you're calling about the used towels, they're two for a tenner. And leave your name and number at the after the beep. Beep.
Nick, it's me. Pick up. Nick, I know you're home. I passed by. I saw the car. Nick. Nick. We already sold those fucking towels last week.
Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Tip at the tongue, teeth in the lips.
Todd, we running?
Oh.
Todd? We're recording? We're recording. Fuck.
Yeah. I was ready for that. So we decided we're going to talk about stereotypes, and we're just going to jump straight into this with the big one. It's the one we all see on the news. It's the one that gets bashed on our throat all the time. Really, really divisive subject.
I'm kind of nervous.
Usually on either side of the fence here. There's no sort of in between. So the big question is, pineapple on pizza.
God damn it, Nick.
I mean, we're going to trigger people straight off the go here.
You're just trying to get us canceled right away, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, when you've got to deal with these tough subjects.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say on record that is a huge resounding no on my part. Fruit does not belong on pizza. That includes chunks of...
So technically tomatoes are fruit.
Yeah.
But you just said fruit's not allowed on pizza.
Yeah, no, it's not. The sauce, sure. I said chunks. There's a difference.
So you could have pineapple puree.
No. No, what do you... Is that what you do over there?
No, but I'm just trying to... You're American, and I'm just trying to know what your ways are, because they're confusing and strange.
For those of you who don't know, Nick is a real-life British man. Yeah, you're a man. British man from across the pond. Lives in the UK. That accent is real. And do you eat pineapple on your pizza in British land?
I don't eat pizza, so it kind of really rules me out of that stereotype, to be honest. So.
Why are we even here then? All right, guys. This is Yankee and the Brit. I am John, your Yank. That is Nick, the Brit. This is the first episode. We are very excited, a little bit nervous. Our goal here is to make you laugh, make you think, make you cry. Maybe. I don't know. This is going really bad, so I might cry. And so today's Easter Sunday. We woke up. I gave my son his basket. He was happy. For those of you who don't celebrate it, you know, that's America. That's what we do. We're split. For those of you who do, he is risen. Nick, do you guys celebrate Easter from where you're from, or are you all godless heathens?
Well, we do celebrate Easter, but nothing to do with the religious aspect of it. We just like chocolate.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Same as Christmas, really. It's all about the presents. This idea of... What's his name?
Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah, this Jesus guy he's kind of fallen out of favor recently, to be fair.
How so?
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of things about the Roman Catholic Church recently, and if that's the kind of guy he is, I'm not sure I'm going to subscribe to his certain policies. I'm not going to vote for him anyway.
So godless heathens it is. All right, let's go ahead. That's a perfect segue into our stereotypes. You want to start us off there, Nick?
Well, what I like to generally do when I'm talking to someone, you like to do what I call a compliment sandwich. So you say something good, and then you say something bad. I was looking through and thinking about the American stereotypes, and I couldn't really do that because pretty much you suck. So I'm going to talk about guns because
Great.
supposedly you guys over there are pretty obsessed with guns. From what I could see from the statistics, is that it's the highest rate of death by firearms in anywhere in the world, including war-torn countries. Why the hell have you not put controls on guns?
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop you right there. So I don't like this stereotype. I believe we are grossly misrepresented, especially in the news. Um, Americans are not, as they call, obsessed with guns. So what I think they're trying, excuse me, this thing's been digging in my hip the entire time. So what I think they're talking about is Americans are very, very, they consider their right to bear arms important. It's the Second Amendment. It's not bear arms, it's bear arms like poo-poo. Um, and they practice it. Now, it's not like that everywhere. Where I'm from, Arizona, there are guns everywhere. They're fucking everywhere. Um, Other states, not so much. They do have heavy gun laws. It takes sometimes weeks to get your firearm if you want it.
Unless you like slip a 20 across the table.
Depends on where you go.
Somewhere it's 10.
Yeah, here in Arizona, it took me a whole half hour to get mine.
Oof. Did you still manage to shoot the guy?
No, I didn't have to. He gave it to me. You know, that's the thing. Sometimes you have to bring a gun in order to buy another gun to hold the guy at gunpoint to get your gun, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I see that. And that's why everybody needs a gun, isn't it?
Yes,
Because you need a gun
exactly.
for defense and attack.
Yes.
Ah,
I mean, not everyone has money here. Another form of currency is holding your gun.
genius.
Yes. You will see a lot of that in America,
A lot of
my British
intelligence, is
friend.
it?
Yes, so much.
Really? Well, that's kind of draws us into another stereotype, which again, it's not going to go on the positive ones, is the stupidity of Americans. It's pretty well held in stereotype across the entire world that Americans aren't very intelligent.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Nick. And quite
Well,
frankly, I'm offended by that.
is intelligence is like your ability to comprehend things, your ability to deduce things, your ability to think for yourself. You know, take information, take it in, and be able to interpret that information in a way which is sensible, effective, and not like a sheep. Is that just gone straight over your head?
What?
Yeah. Um, so, anti-vaxxers. What do you think about anti-vaxxers?
It's kind of funny you mentioned that. I've actually heard that they do not want to be called anti-vaxxers anymore. They want to be called like vaccination. I can't think of the word, but it's also something stupid. Um, it's kind of like the be woke movement. They're using that type of verbiage, except
So,
for being woke. It's like vaccination woke. Like they kind of flipped it.
so they don't like the negative stereotype of being an anti-vaxxer.
They also don't like vaccinations. It's a
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can understand why they don't like that because it's a negative. It's become something negative. But what they're failing to sort of realize is why it's become something negative because they're fucking idiots.
well, that kind of goes into another American stereotype, and I'm going to go ahead and steal one of yours. The conspiracy theorists. We have a ton of them here.
Mm.
And one of the vaccination theories is they're going to put a chip in me, and I don't want that. Or they're doing it to poison us to slowly kill us over time to thin out the herd. Because what was it, Bill Gates was in charge of the team, and he's a known supporter of thinning out the herd. You know,
Well, so is the chip worry thing is that you're going to be tracked? Is it? Is that what they're concerned about?
yes,
They don't want to have any electrical device on them, which might mean that someone could know where you are at all times. Is that what you're saying?
yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's exactly what you said. Okay, yeah,
Yes.
fair enough. Yeah, because we don't have one at the moment, do we?
No,
You
no,
know. So
no.
yeah, okay, I understand that one.
Yeah, but that's that seems to be an issue here. And I've heard people tell me, no, I'm not getting vaccinated. I don't want to be chipped, or I don't want to die. To which I replied, you think you're going to die if you get vaccinated? They said, yes, people have gotten vaccinated and they've died. And I said, okay, well, people have got COVID and they have died. So many more people have died from COVID than vaccinations. Where's your scientific proof? Was it your friend's brother on Facebook? You know,
Yeah, that research you did, is that like part of a 6-year PhD, or is that like a quick Google?
yeah.
You know,
Um,
which could be either. Could be either.
yeah. See, my information comes from credible sources. I make sure that their sources are Facebook and a meme that a sixth grader made to get likes.
Generally, for me, I think the manufacturers probably have quite a good idea of what they've manufactured. So I'd be more inclined to trust them.
Yeah, and the blueprint is more or less the same than the flu shot.
Yeah, but do they think that that's one of the same? Do they think that's chipping them every single year, or is it just
You know,
exclusive to COVID ones?
I don't ask because I get so angry at people so many times. It's
The chip is
so
exclusive to COVID ones, then nothing to do with the flu one.
yes,
Yeah.
it is exclusive. Yeah.
Okay. Right. And then there's so many other conspiracy theories. Do you want to find Bigfoot?
Yes.
You do.
Yeah.
Huh.
Do you want to find Nessie?
Couldn't give a flying fuck.
See? You Brits, man, you just don't give a damn about anything. All right, cryptids. That's what we're talking about here. Bigfoot, Nessie the Loch Ness monster. We will say the chupacabra. That's normally in Mexico, but it's known to, hang out on the border. Maybe it wants to take a break from Mexican food. I don't know. What else we got? We have the Wendigo. Something in West Virginia. There's a lot. There's the Wendigo. I'm sorry, the Wendigo. There's the Mothman, um, and the Sheep Squatch. I'm probably missing a couple, but
There's
that
one in
just goes to show you.
Louisiana as well. I can't remember what it is now.
Um,
It's a wolf or something, isn't it?
there's a wolf. There's the New Jersey Devil. Um, we got plenty. So it goes to show America, land of the free, home of the brave, place of the cryptids. Can we add that at the end?
And with the hallucinogenics.
I think we're just bored. They just need something to do, man. It's
Everything's going too well over there, is it?
so well. I'm glad you noticed that. Everyone else thinks America is just dog shit. We're going to shit here. We can't win. We had Trump. He was a psycho. Now we have Biden. People think he's a traitor. It's just
He's basically dead, isn't he?
yes.
He's about
It's
3
nice.
days away from death.
Yes, and it's nice to know that you finally notice how well we're actually doing here.
Yeah, well, I mean, credit where it's due. I mean, of all the places in the world at the moment, I'm not going to finish that sentence. I was going to, but I couldn't do it.
All right, let me go ahead and fire off a couple here, actually. So we got one of the obvious. Brits love to drink tea.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very hard for me to deny that one. But we're really fussy about our tea. It's like you and coffee, basically. It's no different. We're super fussy about it.
Yeah, what is the big fuss about tea?
Well, there's a British way of making tea, and most of the world doesn't understand it because, like, we have milk in our tea, which America really doesn't tend to do.
That's called a chai tea here or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but basically, it's like 99% black tea, hot with milk. Milk goes in last, which is important because a lot of people put the milk in first, and that you do that to a British person, they'll cut your head off and stick it on a fucking pike.
Still in the medieval times. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah. But then, I mean, at least it's not coffee because coffee, the caffeine fucking messes with your brain. So,
Yeah, coffee is a problem here. Which something I'd like to talk about. Those people that say, "Don't talk to me until I had my coffee." Oh, I need my coffee. Oh, coffee this. You're addicts. You guys are
yeah.
addicts. You're no better than drug addicts. You are addicts.
And
Straight up.
there's an actual medical reason for that. Is because there's trigger points in the brain which the caffeine hits. The more you drink, the larger these parts of the brain actually expand. So you reach a point where you need caffeine to actually trigger your mind in the morning. So they actually have a physical need to get caffeine in their system to wake up in the morning. But the more you do it, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
So it's like that infinite loop.
See, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I drink a ton of caffeine, and I've gotten a lot better about it recently. For those of you who follow me on Facebook, know that I've been noting down my travels through my path to wellness. I've had more bad days than good, but caffeine was one of my big things, and I still need some little bit every day, or else I get these horrible headaches.
Is that like energy drinks that you drink now?
It was just soda, man. I drink a ton of soda. Yeah.
I mean, I drink exclusively tea, so
Oh,
yeah, I
I'm
can't
better.
really. Well,
I'm better. I drink tea.
and
Fuck
alcohol.
out of here.
Tea and alcohol.
Tea and alcohol.
That's it.
All right. Speaking of drinking, alcohol,
Yeah,
another stereotype. Y'all drink a lot.
that is a big stereotype, and especially if you're going to include Ireland in us. Obviously, that's one of the alcoholic centres of the entire world. Scotland's pretty much the same. They have a very, very similar reputation. Now that I think about it, Wales is the same. They've got a reputation for drinking as well. Probably England has the lowest stereotypical side to it.
And where are you exactly?
See, I live in Wales, so
No, I meant your street address.
technically, I think Wales generally is beer as a stereotype, and then Ireland is obviously Guinness, and I think Scotland, I think is whiskey and really really strong beers that are like 12% proof.
Oof.
Well, 12% alcohol, not 12% proof, 24% proof. Yeah, which are absolutely disgusting. But
Yeah, they are.
they recently introduced, an alcohol tax. So it was based on units. So something with a really high unit level had a minimum cost. So those really strong beers and stuff became too expensive, and they actually tried to get Scottish people to stop drinking them, but they just started drinking whiskey instead.
Fair enough.
Just more whiskey.
Yeah, we got good old Coors Light here. One of your favorites, I remember, from your travels.
It's in a tin, yeah.
So Nick actually flew into the States a couple of times.
3 times.
One of those times he actually came to my house and hung out with me in Tucson. And funny story, we were standing outside and we were throwing a football around. And after about 5 minutes, I look and he just has these red welts all over his arms. And if he stood out there for like 10 more minutes, he would have died. The sun out here would have just killed him.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, one of the stereotypes of the UK is really bad weather. Rain.
Yeah, so that's why you're so pasty, right?
Constant rain. And yeah, actually, I tanned today. I went and sat outside in the first bit of sun we've had all year. Like a
I
tan
was
in
going to
bed.
ask, do you know what the sun looks like? Or Yeah, you do.
We get to see it at least twice a year.
Okay.
At least.
See, we see it all year, and it hates us, and it's always trying to kill us.
Yeah.
As you could see,
The thing you
so
got,
brown.
the thing you got to, yeah, but I mean, there's another reason you're that brown as well, though, isn't there? But
I
let's
thought
not
it
go
was the
there.
sun.
Um,
No, let's go there, Nick. Why am I that brown? Why am I this brown?
so the other thing about it, yeah,
Coward. That's why. That's why you guys lost in the revolution. I'm just saying.
that's why we lost World War Three,
Or Vietnam. I'm sorry, Vietnam.
Vietnam. Is that the one? Yeah, yeah. Vietnam's the one in South Africa, isn't it?
No,
No,
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Oh, the one with Hitler,
No, Steve Jobs.
Steve
Ed,
Jobs.
Todd, edit that out.
Can you fact check that, Todd?
Don't fact check that, Todd, please. God damn it.
You can't use a computer anyway.
No, he can't. He's a fucking moron.
Here we go for the fucking encyclopedia or the dictionary.
It'd be quicker if we went to the library and looked it up and read the fucking book.
Yeah. So the thing is, what I think what a lot of American people forget is actually the UK is actually in line with Canada. So our weather should be far closer to Canadian weather than US weather.
I thought Canada wasn't real.
Yeah. Well, you would think that, obviously. But for the people in the rest of the world who aren't American, then yeah, we're actually in line with
Poor
Canada.
bastards.
And for
Yeah,
people in America, on the flat plane of the Earth, then
so you're a flat earther? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just talking to Americans. I'm just
Okay.
I explained it to the rest of the globe, and then I had to go for the flat earthers, the Americans.
You had to dumb it down for us, right?
I had to dumb it down for you, yeah,
Fucking
because
bitch.
I mean, you can't even understand where you walk on a pavement. You have to call it a sidewalk, so you know that you walk next to the road. You have to walk to the side of it, otherwise you get run over.
Okay.
There was that dark period in time where they used to call it the walk, and people used to just walk straight down the middle of the road and get hit by cars.
The walk.
It took them
The
20 years
walk.
to add the side bit and realize that that's how they were going to save American lives.
You fuck. All right. Let's do a little thing. Kind of liked how you said that there. So the names of things, how it differs from here and there.
Okay.
So one that I know, like here we call them chips. Over there you call them crisps because chips are fries.
Yeah. But we do have French fries and chips, but they're a different kind of thing. So French fries are your long, thin, skinny ones, like the McDonald's ones.
Shoestring.
And then chips are like your thick steak cut chips.
Ah, steak fries. Okay.
Yeah. So then we call them chips.
So you just make it confusing instead of just calling them all different types of fries. One is chips and one is crisps. No. Come back to me.
Yeah, but you always have to do this weird thing where you add something in front of it to make it more descriptive rather than just giving it a new name.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
love
like
adjective.
when you talk about ethnicities, you have to say African American. You can't just say American,
Yes. Here in America.
Mexican American, but then of course you have to differentiate by race because how else are you going to know to shoot?
Well, America's just one big gang war, and we have to differentiate ourselves by our ethnicities. We have to stick together. Like, oh, I'm Mexican American. We keep to the southwestern part. There's the whites. They kind of congregate in the middle, up in the north. And we have the east, where it's a little bit, we have the Puerto Ricans, we have the Cubans, we have the whites. It's Ellis Island. We have a little bit of everything in that area. New York. So, from what I understand, well, from what most people understand, America, the melting pot made up of a shit ton of different races, people.
Well, the thing
So I
is,
feel like they have to represent, I came from here. I'm Mexican American. I'm African American. I'm Irish. No one's really just American here unless you're a native. But then they make us call, not they don't make us, but you're called natives instead of just American.
so basically, none of you are really American.
The natives are, but we call them natives
Yeah,
after, their land got stolen. And
yeah. And yeah, you had your that guy you used to worship and have a day off for, Christopher Columbus, who used to make them turn up with gold, otherwise he'd chop their hands off, eat
yes.
them to death. That guy you used to celebrate.
Yeah. America.
Woo! Land. We'll insert an ad there. Be fine. Doom
Yeah.
Bar for the best of times. If you want
Water.
to sponsor us, Doom Bar,
It's
it's £1 million an episode.
Yes.
That's mates rates.
We need sponsors. See, anyone want to sponsor us? Did you laugh? Anyone? We need a sponsor. Can drugs sponsor you?
I
Like
fucking hope so.
Yankee and the Brit, brought to you by heroin. Heroin for the best of times, for the worst of times. Doesn't matter. You won't remember it. You'll be passed out. Heroin.
The promo for that's going to be excellent. You and me just lying in a chair.
I can do it. See, I found a weird one here that I've never heard, but one for British. It's British people apologize profusely.
There's a very, very common thing that we're really polite and we've got really good manners. And it's absolute horseshit, to be honest. We're not polite. We're really rude. And I don't really know anyone that apologizes for their actions.
See, that's what from my experiences, that's what I saw too. And it also brings up another one. British people are usually the villains in most, if there's a villain in a movie or something, they're usually British.
Yeah, but I mean, I have a theory on that personally, is because basically intelligence is another common thing that Americans perceive that people in the UK have. And I think you guys find that really intimidating. Intelligence seems to be something that's threatening to you guys, which is why you seem to keep electing really stupid people, because you can feel like you can identify with them. Whereas you can't identify with us because it's like, oh, if they're intelligent, what are they going to do? And you don't like that.
So is that why most Bond villains are usually are Bond villains British, or is just
I mean, Bond's British, to be fair.
Bond? Yeah, I was gonna say Bond is British, and I think it's usually backwards. Most of his villains are
They're usually European, to be fair.
Yeah.
There's
I was
a
gonna
few.
say white. I was just gonna say white overall, but I've never that I remember.
I mean, you had Dr. No, who I think was like Japanese. I mean, there's quite a common idea of there being American ones who have like a layer, isn't there? The layer always seems to be in America. They're gonna fire a rocket into the sky.
Yeah, yeah. How
Something.
great are those double entendres? The lady names. Like one of the ones they did in Austin Powers, Dixie Normus.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Austin Powers is just so. And actually, I know it's going off topic quite quickly, but there's a big point that you have to raise from Austin Powers: bad teeth.
Bad
People in
teeth,
the
yes.
UK do not have bad teeth.
Let me see. Show me.
Actually, I have quite bad teeth, but the stereo.
That's a hole in your argument there, Nick.
The stereotype. Actually, I had to find out where the hell that stereotype came from, because globally, the people in the UK have the 5th overall best dental health, because over here it's free. Well, I say free, it's included in our tax bill. So we have free healthcare and free dental care. But where it comes from is that because you guys have worse teeth, you artificially whiten your teeth. So in Hollywood, it was really common that actors would have really bright white teeth. And then people from the UK who weren't as vain as you over there would come over there and they wouldn't have whitened their teeth. So on screen, it looked like they had yellower teeth.
I used the white paint on mine. Can you see it?
You should have used emulsion. You've used matte.
I don't know what that means.
You're Mexican. How can you not know what that means?
Sí, soy mexicano, pero no me entiendes nada.
And the horse he rode in on.
It was named Friday, by the way.
The horse's name is Friday.
The horse's name is Friday, yes.
It's Friday, Friday. Oh, yeah.
Talk about getting canceled. You hate confrontation.
I mean,
I think that's total horseshit.
I don't really want to argue with you there, to be honest. Yeah, no, we love confrontation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just send that there.
I mean, our sense of humor, I mean, the satire, the sarcasm, it all comes with it. And we are a bunch of sarcastic pricks.
I agree.
Yeah.
Knowing you as long as I've known you, I agree wholeheartedly.
There's never a moment I can't be sarcastic. So
yeah.
There you go.
That beer right there, is it hot, cold, room temp?
Room temperature, this one.
See, which brings me to my next one. You drink your beer warm.
See, now this is a problem because you guys have lager. You call it beer, but you have lager. Whereas this is an amber ale. Ale can be drunk at room temperature. Generally not room temperature, generally a bit below. But lager, we still drink cold. Same as you guys. But it's just a different thing.
We have ales over here.
You do, I know. Generally, like Indian pale ales, don't you? Have a lot of IPAs and stuff like that.
Why are they got to be Indian for?
Because that's who made them.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking. Yeah,
don't try and catch me. I'm not racist. You Mexican man.
Say it. You can say it. I give you permission.
I don't want to confront you.
Say whatever you want. Come on.
No way, Essay.
Right, fuck that. Teeth checked it off the list. Nick, I give you full permission to say some horrible things about Mexicans, okay?
The funny thing is, I don't know many bad things about Mexicans. Bad stereotypes. I know a lot more about American, but the Mexican ones, I know you're really good with your hands, but you're obviously not. You don't even know the difference between emulsion and matte paint. But generally, I know that you're very good workers.
I am a really good laborer. All right.
There you go then. Point proven.
Shut up. All right. You're either highly cultured beings who know the queen, like personally, or you're just drunken swine. There's no in between.
You mean like, so, yeah, well, I mean, it was obviously the queen walks through the streets and shit thrown out of windows on people in the gutter, and then she waves to the rest of us. But then, of course, there are a bunch of racists as well, which is why you now have Harry and Meghan, because they were worried about the skin color of what their baby was going to be.
Yeah, that was
a surreal moment. I don't dispute everything she said could well have been true. The thing that I don't quite understand about that is what their motivation was for doing it. I couldn't quite work that out.
I didn't see it. I just heard about it.
I saw bits of it.
That was one of the major themes about how racist they were in the castle or in the palace. Palace.
Palace.
Palace.
Buckingham Palace, but then they don't even really live in Buckingham Palace. They've got houses all over the place. I think there's only some. They were like top 10 of the wealthiest families in all of the UK.
So do you know him,
Oh, Lizzie. Yeah, I know Lizzie. Yeah,
Lizzie?
yeah.
Can
Queen
you get
Liz.
me? Can you get me into like a palace party?
Your teeth are too good. You need to yellow them up a bit.
I would.
Goofy them out sideways.
I'd get in trouble anyway.
The thing is, they're not even from the UK.
Interesting.
They're German, I think, from descent. I believe in the First World War, Wilhelm, who was the king. No, he's not king. Kaiser. Kaiser Wilhelm. He was, I think, like second cousins to the Queen at the time. So basically, they already owned us.
Okay. And then they made it, and then they.
Well, apparently, they wanted us as an ally, but for some reason, we didn't agree with a lot of their policies.
Yeah, because you're stubborn Brits.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we should have just been subservient to them,
No.
non-confrontational.
No. Okay. Yeah. Just live up to the stereotype already, man. Don't with your room temperature ale, lager,
Not lager.
whatever the hell you're drinking. All right. British food. It is a widely known stereotype that British food is usually very bad.
We don't really have many of our own foods. We're very much we take a collaboration. Like I think the best-selling dish in Britain is a chicken tikka masala.
Tikka masala. Please
Chicken
explain.
tikka masala. So it's an Indian curry.
Oh,
So
okay.
we don't really have a lot of our own things. I mean, there's a few things like because there's blood pudding, which sounds absolutely awful. We've got haggis, which is a Scottish one, which is like
Um,
random innards.
yeah. What is spotted dick, and why did my mouth just water when I said it?
Because you made a connection which made you salivate. Spotted dick is actually a dessert. You have it after.
I was way off.
You have it
What-
after the main course.
I mean, usually spotted dick is the main course. You hear me? What kind of dessert is it? What is it exactly?
I've got to be honest. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's a sponge with custard. Sponge cake with custard.
Oh, that actually is mouth watery.
And it might be, it might have currants in it or something, which is why it's spotted. And probably why I've never had it because I don't like currants.
It's a colorful language.
I mean, you guys should be the expert on food because you're all fat, aren't you?
As you can see.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm surprised the frame could get you all in then.
It is a problem here. I'll just say that it is a problem.
But it's interesting because you guys like, I mean, you take the piss out of people for going, and take the piss is a British term for meaning you mock people. Just to say, I have no idea where the fuck that came from because taking the piss out of someone is really fucking gross.
I know. Are you having a laugh? I know that one. Was that good? Was it good?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, that's sarcasm, which we always use. But basically, your health food stores are actually like our normal stores.
Yeah, we have like 4 of them here.
Yeah, you've got
in the whole United States. There's like 4.
Whole Foods and stuff like that.
Whole Foods. There's Sprouts. I don't know if Trader Joe's is in there. Like I don't shop there.
No.
No.
Too healthy. Too healthy.
That's one of the things I say. They say, hey, why don't you eat an apple or an orange like at work? And I'm like, no, I'm just gonna eat this hot dog. That's too healthy for me. I don't do that shit. I don't subscribe to your healthy lifestyle. No.
You just process food all the way.
Yes. You put preservatives in food. I put preservatives in my body. I live longer.
Genius.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a burden being this smart sometimes, I swear to God.
It's the obvious stuff that people just seem to miss, isn't it?
Yes, they don't get it. That's why I argue with so many people.
Yeah.
And a little trick I've learned, if you're louder than the person that you're arguing with, 9 times out of 10, you will win that argument.
Base might is right, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
sword is mightier than the pen.
Yeah. I think that's the other way around, isn't it?
I disagree.
Assuming the pen's like a
I
James Bond style
disagree.
grenade. Typical fucking American. Disagree with everything.
Eat a spotted dick.
If I had one, I would.
Yeah, I bet you would. All right. So there's an interesting thing I read up besides that the rest of the world fucking hates America. Military spending. So in my research, they put together the amount of money spent on military throughout the entire world. And 52% of it, more than half, is money spent by America on our military power.
The military industrial complex. Yes.
So we will murk your ass, but we will run ourselves ragged doing it.
But it's terrifying to think that a country is willing to sacrifice other countries just to prop up its military industrial complex.
That's yeah.
And that comes into your politics issues. Which,
oh man, we're doing great.
we managed to avoid it for so long. You know what? Let's go slightly different and not go quite into politics, because we were talking about language, weren't we? And
See?
It's interesting because have you ever heard like Cockney rhyming slang?
Give me an example.
So the premise of how it works is generally what you do. It was invented, I think, by like gangsters in London because they didn't want police to understand what they were talking about. So it's effectively like a type of code. So what was quite common to do was the thing you wanted to say, like say for instance, I wanted to take a dump. So I think of a name which last name sounded similar. Let's say Trump. So I would call going for a dump, going for a Donald. Okay. So we managed to avoid politics really well there.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop a Donald off at the pool.
Let's hit it, man. It's unavoidable. Unavoidable.
Yeah, everything, all roads lead back.
Let me try that again. Ready, Todd? Turn your fucking mic on, Todd. Jesus Christ. It's unavoidable. Let's hit it.
Did you get that one, Todd? You're not
2.
recording. You're not recording.
So I think we can save politics for a different episode, actually.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of time to get into politics.
Yeah. What I do want to get into is something more lighthearted and confusing, actually. Have you ever seen like cologne or perfume commercials?
Yeah, we've got them, yeah.
Are they just as stupid over there as they are here?
Give me an example.
All right, so I saw one the other day where there's a man on a boat. He's kind of sunbathing. There's a girl. She kind of walks over him, walks to the edge of the boat, jumps off, goes in the water. I think I saw a crab scuttle on board. And then it just kind of pans out into the sea and says like, Versace for men.
So the perfume is so nice that women are willing to jump off of a boat to get away from you.
And crabs are attracted to you.
Nice. Versace. Right?
So
yeah, well, it's probably very similar in fairness, because I mean there's one we've got going at the moment. You know, The Dark Knight, Bane. Who's the woman who's the daughter?
In control now, Batman? Huh?
The daughter of The
Talia
bad,
al Ghul.
yeah, she's in one at the moment where she sings really, really badly with a guy who's probably half her age.
Well, she's an assassin. She's not a singer.
But yeah, true. I mean, yeah, she's obviously just trying to get close to him to take him out. But I don't know if he knows. But she's not from the UK and she is a villain. So,
Oh, she is a villain.
yeah.
I actually
But
have
then
extensive knowledge on Batman, just so you know.
the thing is, if she was British, then it would have given away that she was a villain from the start. So you couldn't have had her as
Yes.
British.
She couldn't talk like this. That was a really bad impression. I'm not even going to try to save it. Yes, I am.
It's
You're going to fight me? Are you having a laugh? That's the only thing I could say right.
what I find interesting is American accents don't seem to vary that much.
See, I was listening to myself. I thought I was never one to have an accent until I listened to one of our recordings.
Yeah, and I'm exactly the same. But yeah,
I have this weird. I do have an accent. It's weird.
you do have an accent, but your accent is not that vastly different from someone from like New York.
Oh, it's way different.
It is
It's like,
different.
hey, I'm walking here. And I'm like, hey, I'm walking here.
Yeah, but that's the inflection rather than the accent.
That's how they talk all the time.
Yeah, but then like you'd expect it to be because it's thousands of miles away. What are you 2,500 miles away from New York?
I thought it was like 60, but go ahead.
60 miles.
I'm not good in distance.
Well, that's because you could never learn the metric system. But
Imperial until I die.
fucking imperialists. But then, like, we've got like a Scottish accent is only 300 miles away from a London accent, which is where the Cockney rhyming slang comes from. And like the difference in that is vast. Now I'm going to attempt. Right, what, mate? I'm from London. That's a Cockney accent. And then a Scottish accent you probably know, but I'll give it a go. Right, mate, I'll break your fucking teeth.
That was good.
How different is that?
I mean, I can tell the differences. They're not subtle. I'll tell you that.
No, I think they're vast.
Pretty big
And
difference.
that's a couple of hundred miles away.
Yeah.
And then you got your Irish accents, which is really soft and really gentle. But then even in Ireland, you've got your Northern Irish and Southern Irish, which are quite different. Although they really complain if you do a Northern Irish accent and talk about Southern Irish, and I don't know which way around they are. So I'd only end up upsetting people then. But I think the Northern one is the little leprechauns, stuff like that. And
That's
the
good,
Southern
man.
Irish.
We need to have a impressions episode there. Which ones can I do? So there's the New York one I did.
Boston.
What
Boston's
else we got?
quite an
Boston.
extreme one.
Boston. I partied wicked hard last night.
But then, so that's because they're always, I'm fucking cold, that kind of
Yeah.
fucking.
Fucking cold. What the fuck did I just say?
I can't do it. I can't do American very well.
So we got the Boston. That's a real fun one, actually. We have our Deep South. I don't even know how to go about doing Deep South because they have this twang to it. It's like, go get Billy Bob. We're gonna have ourselves a barbecue, something like that.
Moonshiners, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hillbilly moonshiner style.
Hillbilly moonshiners.
Yeah. But I mean, because we've got like even in the middle of the UK, you've got like a Liverpudlian accent, which is really strong. Right, mate, I'm from Liverpool, which is really weird. You got Brummie, which is only like 20 miles, 30 miles away, something like that. From Birmingham, mate, something like that. And it's like it's fucking like it's probably 30 or 40 miles away. And that's how different they are. Liverpool,
Yeah.
Birmingham.
It's
fucking huge.
I find it amazing. Like the language differences.
I mean, I haven't even attempted a Welsh accent yet. I live in Wales,
Do it.
but I can't even think of it now. I'm from Wales, so if you're from South Wales, you've got a really breathy sort of voice.
Huh. Okay.
And I think North Wales is quite a lot angrier. It almost sounds like you're spitting at people. It's like the South African version of the Welsh accent, I think. Oh no, it might be the other way around. Yeah, North Wales is the breathy one, and then South Wales is from South Wales. Usually quite like that from down in the valleys.
That's harsh, man. Let's see. There's not many more I can do. I can do a French one, but it usually comes off as really.
Yeah, but it's, as I said, your accents aren't that versatile, so it's hard to make it stand out.
Yeah. What else do we have? We have like the Southwest, Cholo accent. Like, hey, Holmes, what you doing in my side of town, eh? Fuck you up, eh? We got that one. I've heard that one a lot.
I wonder why. Probably because you keep doing
it. Because I am that, ese. Do something.
There's a big difference in what we've got in the type of sports we enjoy.
Oh, yes. I was messaging you the other day about this. So, in order to try to fully understand other sports around the world, I downloaded a game on the Xbox, a cricket game.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about my experience for the first half hour, the first and only half hour. I was the bowler, you call it?
Yep, bowler, yeah.
So I was England.
Yeah.
And I picked one of the worst teams on there, which was some like Croatia or something. And even when the game started, they said England's not going to have to do much to win this game.
Yeah.
I went out there. So from my understanding is you need to throw the ball and knock over those sticks.
The wickets, yeah.
Yes, the widgets.
Wickets.
Widgets, that's what I said. So for a half hour, I was bowling or pitching this thing, and they were just hitting it, and I didn't know where I was supposed to throw it to. I'm like, there's no first base. I just see them running back and forth. I hit a dude in the head one time, and they didn't even call it out. In baseball, that would have been an out.
Yeah.
And after a half hour of that, I was getting the shit kicked out of me, and I was just like, off, never again.
Right, so I'm going to try and make this easier now, and I'm going to try and explain how cricket works to you. And I'm going to do it in quite a basic overview of how it works. So you've got two sides, one out in the field and one in. Each man that's in the side that's in goes out. And when he's out, he comes in. And the next man goes in until he's out. When they're all out, the side that's out comes in, and the side that's been in goes out and tries to get those coming in out. Sometimes you get men still in and not out. When both sides have been in and out, including those that are not out, that's the end of the game. Todd, is he frozen again? Todd? No? Oh, no, he's moving. Is it? Yeah?
All I heard was in and out.
Fucking sexual
I just thought of
deviant
porn. I couldn't get it. I'm sorry.
You
I even watched the match.
I thought that was so clear. And then you got different types of bowling. You bowl it, which is you throw Yorkers, you throw Googlies.
What is a Yorker?
Open leg
that was
spin.
One of the pitches on there.
Huh?
What is a Yorker? That was one of the pitches on there that I've attempted many times.
A Yorker, I believe, is one where the ball lands just at their feet. So you've got the depth that the ball hits on the ground before it gets to the player, and then you've got different types of spin, and then you've got different types of speed. So you have fast bowlers and you have spin bowlers. The spin bowlers you can spin from either side, so they'll do it depending on generally which hand the batsman is, or just how they want to play it. In a lot of ways, it is actually quite similar to baseball.
I disagree.
Yeah. But then, I mean, like, we're always at odds in our games because you call soccer football, which makes no sense whatsoever because you don't kick it, you throw it.
There are kickers in football. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they kick like 4 times a game, though.
Unless you're...
And then you mock us. What? Football? Football? Don't you mean soccer?
Hey, take a sip of tea and calm down, all right?
I've run out of tea. That's why I'm getting cranky.
It's a problem. So let's go ahead and move over to football so that I can get in the conversation here. American football. Fuck your
Thank
soccer.
you. Shit. Because, of course, I am a massive American football fan. So
yes,
just because you named it wrong doesn't mean that I'm not a fan.
So this guy right here knows more about American football than most Americans that I talk to that claim to know about football. With football not being a prevalent sport there, it's just like God, they don't believe in it over there for some reason. It's refreshing to know that someone else knows. I can have a decent conversation. Now, that being said, this is something that bothers me, and it's not a big thing, but lots of little things bother me. You'll learn that as time goes on and more of these episodes come out. Don't tell me you know anything about football and proceed to talk to me about football and then not make sense and just spew dog shit. That pisses me off. I had a guy once tell me a couple of seasons ago that the Arizona Cardinals were going to disband after the season. And this was just shortly after, it was more than a couple of years ago, shortly after Johnny Manziel came and went in a season because he was dog shit. And that the Green Bay Packers were going to pick up Johnny Manziel because Aaron Rodgers was on his way out. I just turned around and walked away. I wasn't going to.
This is one of those American issues which transcends all subjects. This idea that you want to have this outside view. You always want to be on the fucking outside, didn't you? You can't just toe the line and just go with the right answer. Occam's razor.
You got to go big or you got to go home, man. You got to
stand
out.
If you don't predict something
a Goofy movie, you got to stand out.
Yeah, got to stand out from the herd.
Yes, be the black sheep. Don't.
What I don't...
Just keep going.
Gloss over that one. Racist. So one of the big problems you get in sports is you get people who are fans of a team rather than fans of a sport.
Yes.
And I see that a lot because rugby is a really popular sport over here. And you get people who basically, especially in Wales, I'm a fan of anything Welsh, basically. They're Welsh through and through. So they're a big fan of the Welsh rugby team. And they go out and support rugby. And then they go, why was that a penalty? And you're just like, I thought you were a big rugby fan. So I am a big rugby fan. No, you're just a Wales fan. And you get that a lot with most sports. But football's another one.
And then they try to school you on rules. Like another guy told me, I think what he was trying to say was the guy kicked the field goal, but he said he made a goal. And I was like, that's kind of not right.
Yeah, that's kind of ambiguous, really.
Yeah, and then, God, I can't remember. There was another thing. It was just don't do it, all right?
I mean, like when you question people, they say, oh, what teams do you support? Oh, I support fucking Seattle. So, so you're Russell Wilson fan. Oh, yeah, I love Russell Wilson. Who else do you like on the team? I like the wide receiver. I like the
find
wide
myself
receiver. Oh,
doing
which
that so
one?
much.
Because they got two really good wide receivers. Which is your favorite? The big guy, DK Metcalf. Yeah. What about the little guy? It's just like fucking.
Tyler Lockett. I find myself doing that so much. Someone says, "Oh yeah, I'm a fan." You know, I like the Oakland Raiders. I'm like, okay, first off, you must be Mexican. Second, um, okay, what do you think about Carr? And they're like, Carr, and I'm like,
Your
okay,
quarterback.
yeah, you know, your quarterback. Oh yeah, yeah, I know. It's like you're not a fan,
No,
but I shouldn't do that all the time because you can be a fan, you know, and just like to watch it casually.
absolutely.
But me just being, you know, hardcore about it, I feel like everyone has to be like me or they're under me.
Yeah.
It's a
Which,
problem.
yeah, it's an American thing. It's a one-upmanship, isn't it?
Well, yeah, you know, narcissism runs
But of
deep.
course, you already knew that, and you knew it more than me.
Yes, I was just trying to be humble about it.
Hmm.
I'm just so good at being humble that I didn't make it obvious.
Yeah. But you're not the best at being humble, are you?
I am the greatest at being humble, okay? I am the greatest.
But you don't
Don't
want
bring
that
that up.
accolade, obviously, because you're so humble.
No, I don't. I don't want the award. I don't want the trophy. I don't want the attention.
Just the money and the plaque.
No plaques, no nothing. I'm just too humble for that. You know, so I'm just going to say it on a podcast that could potentially be heard by many, many people. Or the 3 people that told me they were going to listen. I don't know.
However many, you
However,
know.
however, thank you, by the way. Thank you for listening. Should I give a shout out? No, not yet. I'll do that next episode.
2.
2?
Shout out to
I
who?
don't know. I don't know. I got to find out who listens, and I'll give a
Shout
shout
out
out
to
next
God.
episode. You don't believe.
No, I don't.
We so then that is that's blasphemy right there. Don't do it.
Doesn't matter.
You're making people really upset.
When I die, I'm going straight in the ground, and that's the only place I'm going.
I want to go in space. All right, look at, hear me out. I die, burn me, cremate me, strap me to a rocket, send me to the stars. That's where I belong. I don't want to be on this earth anymore.
Like sort of a space Viking burial kind of thing.
Yes, yes, a la Futurama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, that's or kind of like Yandu's funeral from Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah.
was sick.
That was a good funeral, in fairness.
Yes,
I've been
that's
to a
what I
few
want.
funerals.
God,
None of them I enjoyed as much as that. And
I've
I
been to
love
so
a good
many.
funeral.
I've been to so many. So that's another. So so there's a wake, a viewing. Usually, my Mexican family in these wakes or viewings, you know, final viewings, we end up in the parking lot with an ice chest, lots of beer, and we just proceed to get hammered. We use it more as a celebration of life.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, the last wake I went to, we were kicked out. The police were called, and we were asked never to return again.
Yeah, it's the way it should be. I
I
would not
mean,
like to ever go back to those places, but I've been there so many times. Like they know me by name now, pretty much. Like, oh, another one? Like, yeah, all right.
your bandwidth is low.
Your bandwidth is low.
It's just another way of saying you're unintelligent.
Huh? I
You
really
were.
gotta stop. I gotta
Just didn't
stop.
understand.
I'm gonna be labeled a dumb one. I don't care. Let's
I mean,
just live up to our
you with me, you had to be.
Oh, I've challenged Nick to a workout plan here. So the only way I get motivated is through competition. Yeah, you see that right there? I went to the.
Can you zoom in on that,
I know. I
please?
gotta bring it close up to the camera.
Oh yeah, there. Yeah, it's an arm.
No, that's my bicep, not my penis. Don't do that. So I went to the doctor
Yeah,
and
the resolution is not that good for that.
I got pixelated. I went to the doctor
One
and I got a
pixel.
bad I got I got a bad report. My blood pressure is like through the roof. I think my cholesterol was a bit high. I need to get back in shape, but I can't get motivated. The only way I can do that is through competition because I want to. Like I did that all throughout school and through college. You call it uni. I would secretly pick someone in the class and compete with them, and by doing that, I felt my grades were much better. So I've challenged Nick to kind of this fitness challenge to get me back in shape. I've already changed the way I eat and drink, and we haven't quite got it down yet. So we're thinking like primarily push-up squats,
Body
um,
weight exercises,
body weight,
calisthenics,
calisthenics. Yes. When you were doing your pull-ups, were you doing underhand or overhand?
both.
Both. Okay, good. Because I
Because
hate when someone talks
my
about doing all these pull-ups and they only do the underhand bicep
yeah,
workout.
chin up ones, which are effectively bicep curls.
Yeah,
Which again, bicep curls great, gives you big biceps. But
yeah,
yeah, the if you one of the biggest issues is people aren't. It's the joints, and that's why chin ups and calisthenics are so good because they're good for your joints.
yeah. I've injured myself many times weightlifting.
Yeah, and that's one of the big issues people have is they do these maximum weight things like doing a bicep curl and stuff, but like their wrists are weak, elbows are weak, shoulders are weak, and then when they come and do something, twinge slightly, do something that's slightly the wrong angle, fucking done. So
Yeah, I think one time I farted and my back popped and I couldn't twist right for for a good 12 hours.
that might be something to do with your American diet as well.
Oh, cheeseburgers. Well, we
Taco
will keep
Bell.
you.
Oh no.
Yeah. Taco Bell is amazing.
Does
We
Taco
will.
Bell actually give you the shits?
Yes.
It does. That's legit.
Yes. If someone ever comes and tells me that they're constipated, I tell them go to Taco Bell immediately.
Hmm.
That is, I maintain that Taco
The
Bell
best
gives you the
laxative in the
shits.
world.
I, that's a side effect that I would gladly go through time and time again to eat their food.
I have been to Taco Bell to be fair,
Don't at me,
and
bro.
how cheap those like little wraps and stuff are. If I was in America, I would be £400.
Yeah, and
I
then
can
they ask for
absolutely understand why you're all overweight.
you ask for a side of nacho cheese, and good lord.
Yeah,
But so that's something that we'll keep you guys updated on. You will see Nick's will breaking more and more each week as I absolutely destroy him.
difference is I'm going into this after being off work for 4 months because of furlough,
And
and
I
I
haven't
worked
even
out like
started
fuck.
working out yet.
I worked out like fuck during that. I walked 950 miles in 4 months. The month of May, I averaged 9.32 miles per day walking. I was also doing a 6 day a week workout routine and having one day off. By the end of it, I was doing 100 chin ups a day, 200 press ups, 50 diamond, 100 diamond, and 100 standard. I was doing 100 squats while holding 26 kilos, which in pounds is about 50 something pounds.
Is that it?
And
That's cute. Uh,
yeah,
I remember when I first started working out. It'll just be that much sweeter when I destroy you because I don't play.
and I also do a physical manual labor job. So
See, I lift a lot, I sweat a lot, I move a lot in my job, so that helps.
yeah, but you
And once
sweat a
I
lot
get
because it's hot and you're fat.
it's not all fat.
Some of it's my bones.
I'm just big boned. I'm actually not. Have you seen my wrist? Look at that shit.
Yeah, they're not as small as mine.
Dude
I
is
have tiny
glowing.
hands and tiny wrists. So That's the thing. There's nothing you can say to offend me, but it's a bad thing to say because no one ever does, but I'm going to give it away now. It's basically, if someone were to ever attack my hands, then that would make me cry. Thank God you cut out on that bit because I just divulged that information. So I'm glad you didn't hear that one.
There we are.
Yeah, so you didn't hear that admission that I just made then?
I did not.
Excellent. Okay, yeah, that's good. Thank you for watching Yankee and the Brit. I'm the Brit. That's Yankee. You have to say something, otherwise the camera doesn't move onto you.
Okay. Redo. Todd?
Can you roll that back, Todd?
Roll that back.
Let's try again.
Okay.
Thank you for watching. This is Yankee and the Brit. I'm the Brit. That's Yankee.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next time. Remember to like and subscribe. We'll be back.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Love you, Nick. Bye.
Love you. Bye.